Hello everybody, how you guys doing tonight? Crucial Blue, My Mini Marvels, welcome in. Okay, I'm going to get some things out to paint. So, we're gonna be as chill as possible tonight because I am tired, but otherwise, we're gonna paint some terrain. So, I have a piece of terrain. This is a small piece of terrain here. Little scatter piece. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces of terrain that I'm gonna start working on tonight, just because. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and start on it. This is a cool just scatter piece of foliage on the bottom of this. What's up, Misfit? Misfit, you painted the tank, right? That was your tank. Was that you? Yeah, it was you. Oh my god, the Iron Warriors tank looks so good, dude. You should be super proud. What's up, Zen? How you doing? So yeah, I just figured I'm gonna take it easy, paint a color or two, not do anything, be quiet tonight. Oh, you're doing your oil washes. Oh, on the Saturnine Dreadnought. I love it, dude. Very nice. Zen, how you doing, man? Dunder Snuff, welcome in. Welcome, everybody. So, my laziness means that I did not write down my recipe for this terrain color scheme when I was painting that other piece. So I had to go through and listen in on my own streams this afternoon and write down my actual paint schemes on this. So it's miserable. I hate listening to myself speak. Dundersnuff, your stick again? Yeah, you really are Nurgle's child, aren't you? Jeez. Just all the blessings. All the blessings to you. Out of 16 people show Arrow Super. That's a good turnout, honestly. Yeah. Good. That's really good, dude. You socialed out. Yeah, I've had a really good weekend. I hope you guys have had a good weekend. Those of you who are healthy, at least. I mean, if you're not healthy right now, I hope you had as good a weekend as you could. But, jeez. Started The Lords of Silence. Is that a novel? Like a Death Guard novel? Nice. 1:30 to 8 yesterday. Another event. Same thing for today for 2.5 hours. That's crazy. Getting all your card game fix in, dude. Death Guard novel. Okay. Illustrated annotated copy. That's really cool. Nice. Well, you're really receiving the blessings of your novel then. A joyous occasion. Just all the gifts. Train words from Anton. Welcome. This terrain is from a creator, you can find him on My Mini Factory, called Sacris Mundus. And they make a whole bunch of terrain STLs. And these are 3D printed. And what I did, you can still kind of see some of the fibers. I didn't clean it too well, but I primed this terrain And then I took a spray paint, textured spray paint. As a multicolored textured spray paint is what it was. And I used that over everything, over the primer. So it's got kind of a, you know, sandstone kind of look to it, which is better than print lines in my opinion. And then I did kind of a zenithal with some white, and then after the zenithal I hit it with a varnish. So all that was just spray paint on these, and I've had these spray painted for about a week. I think I did them last weekend. And yesterday I did more terrain. So all the terrain I have is currently primed and ready to be hand painted. I didn't know what to do tonight, so I figured I'd just put some colors on this stuff just to say I started it. What's up, Space Wolves fan? How you doing? And whoa, what's going on? Welcome everybody. Nose work. Yeah, the texture paint's so good. I was trying to be very light with the texture paint because it builds up really quick. So you give a little just like light dustings of this texture paint, and ends up looking pretty good pretty quick. The same scale as the STLs, or you scale it down? Same scale. Yep. I think it was. Zendro actually printed this stuff for me. I'm pretty sure he did it 1-to-1. There we go. I gotcha. Gotcha, little fiber. %. Yeah. Yeah, they're printed 100%. Printing 4 armies for Epic Warpath. Nice. You know, I was just talking on, it was maybe Friday, about how I hadn't used my 3D printer in like a month. And I was like, man, it's kind of nice not to print stuff. I actually printed something. I'll have to show you guys later. I finished one print, I have another one going. Kind of see where that all leads, but printed a few different things. Today's good. 52nd edition Terminators. That's wild. That's wild. It is not the front hull of a Stormbird or a Thunderhawk or a Thunderbird. None of those. So volunteered and been delegated getting armies ready for running demos. Oh, that's cool. Okay. I hope you're getting at least they're giving you something for doing it. Because that's a lot of work printing and painting armies. Alright, get one piece done. These. Yeah, so each of these pieces has, I like this little recess thing. We don't need to do a lot on these, but a little recess there is good. Ooh, what's that? Friend who plays Orcs and Necrons is saying some sus stuff about Space Wolves. Sounds like Space Wolves. Yeah, your army's probably just fit in the shoebox. That's true. That's true. Still. It's great though. I mean, you know, you want to grow the community. That's what you do. John Lockridge, thank you so much for the sub. Almost 2 years. That's wild. Thank you. Welcome in. How you doing? I'm gonna be real honest, guys. I am not in a rush to paint a bunch of stuff tonight. I made a Friday night. I made a checklist for myself, or like a to-do list for myself of like all these things I had to get done. And yesterday I like hit the ground running on this. I got all kinds of things done. I was feeling really good just doing all the things, and today like my motivation went out the window. But I basically essentially finished all the things I had in mind. The one thing I didn't do was airbrush minis. I didn't feel like getting the airbrush out. I'm a tired dad? Yeah. Yeah. Join the club, man. You're probably a lot more tired than I am, though. Oh, but 3 units for First Army. Dang. Cruising through. I love it. Absolutely love it. Emerald is a monument to ancient Terran. Oh, so good. You know what's funny? If you look really close, some of that like deep green color kind of shows through and it looks really good. It's almost like just a hint. It's almost like a mossy finish underneath some of the details. I did Zen, I did see the little video you sent me of the printed stuff, and it looks incredible. So yeah, that's perfect, man. Thank you. Two of the units need Mantic to update the file, introduce the right turrets, so you can print the right turrets. Gotcha. Yeah, so you're waiting on them. General Caboose, welcome in. I see you there. How you doing, Caboose? Raja, good evening. Just working on terrain. These are the smaller pieces of terrain. I think there's one piece of terrain that's not going to have any blue on it, but otherwise everything's going to have some blue accents. I want to keep everything mostly this like stony white color. I don't want to overwhelm with any other particular color. Staying busy with hiring process for police department. Nice, congrats. A lot of paperwork to do. Picture your army in the Discord. Nice. I'll take a look here in a second. So I saw, let's see, Blood Bowl is up for pre-order this weekend, so it gets released on November 15th is the release date for it. And I updated the pinned post in the Gaming News and Rumors channel. If you guys want to know what's coming and when. Very useful for me to keep track. It's been a fun little project. Look at that one. Let's get the third one. Do those in gold. Let's take a look at this army from Whoa. Oh, nice. Yeah, look, I got the walkers and everything, little tanks and stuff. Very nice, little knife hand enforcer guys. Cool stuff, Will. Very cool stuff. There we go. That's not great. Okay, there we good. Need breachers. Yeah. I don't know when they're going to do another wave of Heresy products. You know, I actually have a thought. So this week, Horus Heresy is getting an FAQ. They said so much on the Warcom website today, on the article today. So if you're a Heresy player, you have an FAQ to look forward to. I know, exciting stuff. Hopefully a little bit of errata, hopefully not too much, so I don't know. They'll know what they're gonna do, how they're gonna go through everything. No idea. I wonder, they didn't talk about whatever is going to be announced tomorrow, what new minis, but I would really like to see some Heresy models get announced, and a Sunday preview soon for them. I mean, I would always want more minis to be announced, more Sunday previews, but there has been a very big gap in releases for Heresy, especially with a new edition just coming out and everything. They just haven't done much besides, you know, the Fellblade, right? The Fellblade, the Combat Forces, and the Journal. That's the only other wave they did. Oh, the Assault Marines are part of that too, but not much compared to second edition. Now, second edition had, you know, a lot more stuff that needed to be updated in plastic, but second edition had like 5 times the releases as a third edition at this point in time. It's also weird because there's no like Forge World stuff. There's no resin products being put out because I think they're done creating resin things, so they don't have all these like little just knickknacks and upgrade things to announce. So they're just kind of like stuck with you know, big plastic releases. I think there's a preview show soon, right? When is there supposed to be a preview show? It was sometime in November. I can't remember if it was beginning or end of November. Need to build a new. They're always building a new factory. Yeah, Angron and Latara. You know, I'm really interested with Angron and Latara because, I don't know. I wonder. I honestly wonder if those minis are going to be put out in plastic instead of resin. That it's one of those things that happens, you know, every few years. There's a model that gets announced and that just doesn't get released because they change up something or, you know, whatever. And I wonder if Angron and Latara were that. They were caught right at the end when, you know, they thought they could get the mini out, but then, you know, management or someone decided they were going to stop doing new resin minis, and they're just like right in that window. I hope not. I mean, it'd be great if they just did a release, if it was just the Breachers and Angron and Latara, but okay, all 3 of those are done. Let's get out this big piece of terrain, and I know there's some specific things. Paint just some little things I want to paint on here. I think these big like caps we're gonna do in gold. There's just 2 of them, but these squares and then the diamonds inside here are all things we're going to paint in blue. There's nothing underneath, nothing on the side we want to paint blue. Just these. Honestly, I can probably get a bigger brush. Let's get a bigger brush. It's all smeared in oil. I wait 20 minutes. Very nice. That's awesome. Yeah, your Dreadnought's looking really good, Blue. Really productive when I get going. Each build played is one full unit. Takes 3 hours, basically 6-7 units a day. Yeah, that's a lot of printing. I understand though. You get in your flow and you can just kind of move through things. A lot of processing time. Yeah, I've been waiting for the Dreadnought to be painted, so you have not let me down. Just giant buildings, guys. That's what we're working on. This is the smallest of the corner ruin pieces I have. Yes, yep, it's the smallest one. I wasn't gonna put on a new lens or anything on the camera to show off more. So this is Prospero terrain. Yes, yep. The name of this set, this is from a creator called Sacris Mundus, and the set is called Crotone in Flames. Spelled with a K, Crotone, and yeah, it's Prospero Burns, right? And there is a Crotone Planet of the Sorcerers or something set as well. That is like intact buildings and stuff. This is a bunch of ruins. Cool stuff. That creator has tons of good looking STLs. Oh no, I touched it. Back and fix it. I think I get the inside of these. The state sets in a machine. Yeah, yeah. The ADHD superpower. I get it. So unfortunately this, I think it's the varnish I use, the matte varnish is a little hydrophobic, so you see how the, you can see the paint kind of peeling away there, so we'll need a second coat on bigger pieces here. Alright, it's not the end of the world. Okay, yeah, a lot of that's pulling away. We're gonna get these little diamond patterns here. So, just as a little announcement, this week, my streaming schedule is gonna be a little bit different. I am not streaming tomorrow, and I am not streaming on Wednesday. So otherwise, normal stream times, I'm going to try to work on some Emperor's Children this week. And then Friday, we're going to do our giveaway. And the giveaway is going to be Titans. I'm going to give away 2 Titans. They are little Titans, but they are Titans. They're old Lucius Pattern Warhound Titans that were Forge World resin. And were given to me by Estrello for the purpose of giving away. So I'm going to give away 2 of them. I'm going to give away to 2 different people. Tuesday, Friday, so it won't be here. Oh, sorry, Dundersnuff. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, I'm just won't be able to those days. You won't be at the Patreon hangout either, will you? If you're traveling. We'll see you soon. Oh, yeah, a little bit of paint. Hotel. Okay. If you do, that'd be great. You know, if not, and you got other things going on, that's okay. You know, it's not an obligation or anything. I always tell people real life comes first, so. Okay. Blue on that piece. Now, what I get to work on is a even bigger piece. That is at least 50% larger, because of course it is. Get the inside first. Loken, Torridon, Tarvitz. Any more of these 3 together? Yeah. Finish Galaxy and Flames. Galaxy and Flames is book 3, right? That's Istvan 3. Saul Tarvitz is great. Such a good character. I think there are actually rules. The Shattered Legion rules that just came out for Heresy. There's like a faction of like mixed legions where your squads are like intermingled between different legions and stuff, but they actually allow you to take all those characters. I don't know about Torgadon because he is a he's a son of Horus, right? It's been a while since I read that book, but I know I don't think he has rules in the game, but Loken and Tarvitz, and I think Garo is a different rule set for him. But yeah, there's like a list of characters you can take in a Shattered Legion together, which is really cool. So you can specifically recreate Istvan 3. He's a Luna Wolf, that's fair. Okay. All kinds of weird blue details. Still have 2 very large pieces of terrain, but it's not taking too long. Hey Starlet, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. I'm just working on some big pieces of terrain. That's all. Take a couple coats. Especially those pieces. Yeah, this weekend was nice. Family was home for the weekend. My son definitely got to do his social things. He was with friends both days. So it was good for him. De-orking Boomdaka Snaz. Well, I can turn to a rich runner. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. You have some incredible like conversion work on your Gene Stealer Cold Army. That's great. I appreciate you sharing a picture of those. Yeah, we do have an army showcase channel. If you just want to show off, you get a whole picture of your army and you want to show it off in the Discord all together. Great to see. Yeah, let me know Starlet when you do. Down some more turquoise. We're being very chill tonight. So my family, when it starts getting cool out and the school year's going and we're all busy and everything, what we do, this is a tradition of my wife and I, we do what we call Soup Week. So we spend all week making different soups and such, and then we freeze a bunch of it, and then for the next couple months, and Whip's now awesome, I'll take a look in just a second. The next couple months we pull things out of the freezer. Like every week we'll pull a different soup out of the freezer, just kind of bake that into our meal plans to make it easier. Or if we're sick, we don't feel like cooking, like we have a bunch of soups. So it's really dumb. I don't know. It's like a poor. I read that's like a super like poor person thing to do that, but it's so useful. Soup typically freezes so well. Yeah, I'm excited for the soups we have. So yeah, some good stuff we're making. I'm gonna make I have never made this before, but we have some really good like beef, so I'm gonna make some goulash, like Hungarian goulash. Yeah, I don't care about the optics. Yeah, but I try some like I'm just trying to make like some super hearty like beef goulash. I didn't want just like a normal vegetable soup, so we're gonna do that. We try to make it very, very stew-like, I think. And I also found out. Okay, so if you don't know, I've talked about this quite a bit, but my wife is allergic to a lot of different foods. One of those foods is chicken, and so obviously when someone's allergic to chicken, there's a lot of soup that they can't eat. So, boiled a kettle for you. Okay, all right. Nice. So I actually found a recipe. I don't know why I didn't think of this before, but I found a pork noodle soup. So it's like chicken noodle soup, but it's with pork. So I am legitimately excited to try that. Just uses like pork tenderloin, like the pretty cheap cuts if you get them. I mean, where you get them, like Costco, they're super cheap. Pork tenderloin is super cheap. So we got that. We're gonna make a kind of like a it's almost like a chili. I think we are gonna make like classic like chili, but it's like a have you guys ever had like a white chicken chili? I know people hear that and they like freak out, but so like a white chicken chili, except we put pulled pork in it. And I made pulled pork today. So we're gonna use the leftovers of that. Yeah, use leftovers of that and make like a it's like a Mexican kind of chili. A lot of like chilies and beans and things like that, and it should be really good. Not a fan of white chili, that's fair. Too much tomato sauce or like tomatoes give me heartburn, like indigestion, so I prefer the white chicken chili, but we can't eat chicken, so we don't do chicken in our house, or much chicken at least. So we'll just go through into the second coat since this first coat dried on here. Oh, another thing I'm really excited to make this. I've never cooked with this before, but there's a farm near us, and they have a market, and they coordinate with different farms around, I don't know, the area, and they sell a lot of things that these different farmers grow. Well, we went there, and they're getting ready to close for the year. We went there not last week, it was last week. We went there, and they were selling their I think what they call like their fall crops or whatever, their winter crops maybe. But they had spaghetti squash and butternut squash like on sale really cheap, and it's like fresh, like literally from a farm down the road grew this like butternut squash. I've never had butternut squash, so I found a recipe for a soup, and I'm going to make a butternut squash soup. It's like a blended soup, I think. But I'm really excited for that. We bought a ton of spaghetti squash and butternut squash, so we eat a lot of spaghetti squash. So that one's an easy one, but you love butternut squash. Nice. How do you cook yours? What do you do with it? This. We'll set this little dude to the side then. Organic cup, small pieces. Stick blender. Oh, nice. Okay, yeah, roasted. Oh, that sounds so good. Yeah, roasted and like blended up. That's legit. All right. Good to know. Yeah, I have like 6 butternut squash, so I'm gonna have to find different uses for it. You can eat the skins if it's roasted. Oh, that's good to know. Alright, I'm gonna look that up. Is it like tough or anything? Does it like crisp up or something? Put it in raviolis? Oh, nice, okay. Oh, that's a good idea. I also I'm gonna turn into like Mountain Man, guys. It's gonna be like homesteading, the homesteading dad. I don't know, but this past spring, literally a tornado hit my house. Okay, and fortunately our house was undamaged, but it knocked over a healthy tree in our yard. Whole story, crazy thing. But we had to get that tree removed, and we ended up getting that tree removed, and we got another one on our property removed that was like leaning really bad. So we get these trees removed, and I was chatting with the guy that was doing the removal, and he mentioned that we had 4 trees in our yard. The other 2 trees are both sugar maples. And I was like, that's interesting. What's a sugar maple? And he's like, sugar maples are the maple trees that used to make like maple syrup. I was like, there's no way. Like, I have maple, like the right tree to make maple syrup in my yard. I've been living here for 15 years and I didn't know that. You know, who pays attention to like the specific species of tree they have, I guess. But not me. But so I decided that when the time came, I was gonna get some maple tree tapping kits, and I was going to make my own maple syrup. Night Trap, you complete Tallyman yesterday? Oh, nice, nice. Very cool. Well, I got some stuff this weekend, and I did a little bit of research about like the timing and when you want to do it and certain ratios. And what they say is, what you do, you basically like you get this sap, you get the tree sap, which they also call like tree water. It's very thin, very watery, and you boil it down. You filter it and then you boil it down. And the ratio is about 40 parts sap makes about 1 part maple syrup, and that depends on how much sugar is there, and it's not like an exact science. But for like a sugar maple, that's typically what happens. Welcome back, Sam. So I was like, okay, like I don't know how much. No, I'm not talking about barbecue sauce. No, I'm talking about maple syrup, dude. I'm talking about the trees in my yard. So I'm like, okay, I can tap both of these trees, and you know, I could probably get a couple containers of maple syrup, and I was like, sure. So, oh, nice. Okay. I might have to do that. Do you wait until spring? Because I know that's like there's the temperatures where they said it's got to be like below freezing at night, but gets above freezing in the morning. Like that happens in the winter, right? Can I do that like November, December, or is like spring really the time to wait? Well, I got some stuff. I went to a hardware store. I got some food grade buckets. I ended up buying 4 5-gallon buckets. It's a springtime thing. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Dang. So I got 4 buckets, and I was like, okay, it's like this should be enough. You know, I'll fill up 1 bucket, I'll empty it out, use the other bucket, like swap them out or whatever if I need to. Yeah, Zen. Yeah, I have sugar maples in my yard. I didn't know that until this year. So I was doing some research today on it, and I was like, well, how much should I expect to get? You know, like that's a legitimate question, right? Like how much sap and syrup can I expect to get on my trees? And it's based on like this, like how big the tree is, right? How old the tree is. I don't know how old these trees are, but I can find out how big they are. So it's like, you know, I measure the circumference of the trees. Yeah, it's the girth. Yep. So I measured the circumference of the trees, and what people were saying online was if the circumference is under 25 inches or 25 inches or less, you know, you can use like one little tap nozzle or whatever, and you know, you'll get some. And then there's like, oh, it's just like something there, up to 50 inch circumference. You know, you can use two like taps on it, nozzles, I guess. I can't remember what they're called. And if it's up to like 75 centimeters or more, you can use three or something like that. Yeah, taps. Yeah. So I went out with my son this morning. I measured the circumference of the trees. One of the trees is 102 inches circumference. The other one is 119 inches. Like, they're massive trees, apparently. Yeah, yeah. So I guess they're giants. I planned on two taps per tree. But yeah, I don't know. I only bought four taps, so I think two taps probably be fine, right? But then I'm thinking like, well, yes, I've got wood. You're right. Yes, that is an accurate statement. Got plenty of it. Well, then I was like, well, okay, so I have apparently very large maple trees in my yard. How much sap am I gonna get from these? And now I know, Big Cat and Blue, you guys obviously have experience with this, but what I was reading is a season you get between 10 and 20 gallons from a tree, like a healthy tree, if you time it right and everything. And now I assume that's not, you know, all at once, right? Because it's like, you know, you get like a gallon or two overnight or something. Yeah. And you're supposed to just like start boiling it as soon as you get it. So it's definitely going to be a time consuming thing to stay on top of it. But holy cow, I bought 4 buckets. I don't know if my 4 buckets will be enough, and I'm kind of scared to figure out. 2 weeks long. Okay, majority of the sap flowing half that time. Dang. Yeah, the Canadian maple syrup mafia. Yeah. Okay, we got this other piece. See, the nice thing about these pieces is I'm keeping these mostly just white. Look at this giant piece of terrain. That's where that piece I just painted sits on top, but we're gonna paint this inner part here. Assembly line, then boil the sap down. Yeah, that's what I was reading. It's what you're supposed to do. So they said what you do is you put like a large like stainless steel pot, and you fill it about 2 inches high with the sap, and you start boiling it down. As it reduces, you just add more until you get to like that 2-inch marker. And eventually it starts to turn color as you're adding it and everything. Like it cooks out all the moisture and stuff and concentrates. So yeah, it's just gonna be like my stove is gonna be on nonstop. But man, Blue, Big Cat, if you guys have advice on this, I am more than happy to take some advice, or if you got like a good resource or something, because I am very interested in doing this. I mean, I got a lot of the stuff for it. So Gills is the free serve. Yeah, I'm excited. Just left Rhino site 2:50 at night in Denmark. Oh man. All right. How you doing, Alex? Welcome in. Most of my resources. Okay. Nah. Yeah. Oh yeah, if you have some wisdom that you can remember or have access to. See, I was thinking like I think they would make this sounds so dumb, but is that like a would that be like a cool gift, like homemade maple syrup for like family? I feel like I have family that would appreciate that. Or Zen. Yeah, it's a good gift. Okay, sweet. Syrups, alcohol, candies are the best gifts. Okay, good. Spook Blook, welcome in. Family doesn't appreciate it, don't deserve. That's right. Yeah, I'll pass it off to him as I'm handing it to him. I'll watch their reaction. If it's not good enough, I'll let's take it back. Wondering picked on YouTube. What's going on? Yeah, hey. Go get some sleep. Hope you're feeling all right. Your the work on your Heldrake is looking incredible, by the way. Taking a situation, world, but you guys restore the faith in European heart. Thank you. Oh yeah, I mean, there are some decent Americans left. Alex. We're just over here painting minis, that's all. I got Emperor's Children and Thousand Suns terrain to paint. Can't worry about what's going on in the world. I will go literally insane. Apparently NASA will crash into Jupiter a Pro with 3 Lego minifigures? That's pretty funny. That's really random. Thank you on the compliment of the terrain though, Spook. Yeah, this is 3D printed stuff. You can tell it's a little 3D printed here on the surface there, but Zendril printed this for me. It's from Sacris Mundus. This is the Crotone and Flames set, so it's like Prospero Ruins. Yeah, I put some spray paints on it, some texture paint, and just working on some first colors here. It's big. My camera doesn't zoom out far enough. I apologize for that. Yeah, I think my wife and I were talking about trying to garden a little bit more. See if we can't grow some food. Be fun. More likely just hard work, but right. Let's I like the printing marks, because I like how it's even possible to be able to 3D print objects. That's true, Spook. Yeah, it is a wild world we live in where you can just like choose an item on the computer and then it appears in real life. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Hard work builds character. You know, I'm tired of my character being built. Where's this easy work coming in? My character's been built. I'm ready to stop building. No, that's fine. I'm not looking forward to whatever the price of lumber will be when we want to do this in the spring, but We'll see. Nice texture for battle-ridden building. Yeah, it's a textured spray paint on here. And I have a finished piece. I believe I put it in finished projects. If you scroll back maybe a couple weeks or so, you'll find a big ruined pyramid piece. What do you need lumber for? Making a garden basically in our yard. I don't think I'm going to do any blue on this piece. I could do blue on like some of this, but I like this piece just being like a white pillar. Yeah, I'm going to keep this piece how it is, so it won't have any. I will have to do these I-beams here, and obviously a lot's going to be done with the sand texture and stuff. Yeah, so I think it's gonna be. I think my wife's idea are raised beds. Partially because, hold on, sorry, let me get this next piece of terrain. This is the biggest piece of terrain. So this is the top of this terrain, and the top has 2 levels. That's making it easier to weed. Yeah, and the ground underneath. The ground underneath are like in that yard, it's just like full of roots and everything, which I think is maybe an issue that we can get over. That might be cheaper if we can dig into the ground further and not have to build up as much. Pavers, using pavers as like the borders on it, that's an interesting idea. Smooth it out. I heard there's tools for that. Yeah, you can get like those little. It's like an electric like sculpting knife thing. That's. I'm not too concerned about it. It's terrain at the end of the day, and I think it's gonna look good. We got a lot of stuff we're still gonna do with this, so we're only on like the second painting step here. First being all these spray paint layers. How you want to buy a tube of building adhesive. Interesting. Okay. Blue. I might. That's a good idea. I might keep that in mind. Yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah, I want something. So I want something that's like, I don't know if modular is the right word, but expandable. So, start small, build out, find something that works, that we can adjust, somewhat easily. What would Rhino about translucent colors? I mean, in Necron's Scythe and Metal Bronze, translucent bloom panel lines. Oh, nice. Very nice, Alex. Off the cool fluorescent colors. It's super heavy. You don't do it in the spot you want. You have to move it. That's true. That is true. Yeah, pavers would be really heavy. Yeah, that would look awesome. Get up here, these designs here. Not concerned about super minor mistakes on this right now. Second gas printed. Nice, man. Nice. Papers are expandable. You don't want to be changing your mind where they are next year. That's true. Yeah, you gotta commit. I normally don't do work on the outside of my house. I merely do work on the inside of my house, but guess I'm gonna pick a year to do something. The legs are printed assembled. That's cool. Yeah, it's one of those prints. Metal beds that you build, and they're more or less customizable, but they're expensive. Yeah. He's getting one a year. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. Did you guys see? I think it was around like COVID. I saw these started like advertisements for these started popping up, but they're like auto garden tools. It's like robots that'll like punch the weeds out of your garden and stuff. They just like go through the garden. You have strawberries? Nice. I don't know what we want to grow. I want to try to grow a couple different things. But you know, we start with the basics, right? I want to grow cucumbers. The weed bought 3,000. Yeah. Has a Halo vibe? The colors do? Oh, okay. I'll accept that. Again, if you happen to be in the Discord, I painted one large piece of this terrain already. It was a few weeks ago I finished it up. If you want to see pictures, I think it's in the finished projects channel. Get an idea of where I'm going with this. Enough time I need to find most plants. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, it just kills all your plants, leaves the weeds. Several lawnmower robots before. You can't have anything on the grass or shredding it stuck. Oh yeah, I bet. No, I don't want a robot mowing my lawn. Giving a robot sharp tools doesn't seem like a good idea to me. Yeah. Would be like, what was that? What was that movie? Was it Ex Machina? No. What was the, yeah, was that the movie? Where the guy's like doing the Google CEO guy that was Oscar Isaac. As the other Star Wars character out to test his robot. Convince him to let her free, and she stabs the guy. That was a really good movie. Yeah, it was.
It's clean.
Stretch, absolutely. Give me just a second. Let me get the paint off this. Off this brush right here. Thank you for that, though. Welcome in. I'll stretch here. Also, Starlit, I can't believe that mini is, or was an orc mini at some point. That looks just like a Genestealer Cult mini. A work in progress. It's crazy. Citadel Empire Miniatures. They're from the 80s. A miniature company in the 80s called Citadel Empire Miniatures? Not necessarily, no. Was it like what became Citadel Miniatures in Games Workshop, or is it something different? Citadel Company in the Empire range of miniatures. Okay. The Vikings and stuff. Oh, cool. All right. Yeah, not familiar. Before the slot-based mini. That's funny. With how dated slot-based minis are. We're like, yeah, it was before the slotted-based minis. How about Star Wars yourself? Could also be perfect setting for that. Yeah, I mean, I would happily take these in a Star Wars setting. The one thing about Star Wars, though, in a lot of the settings, there's a lot of like rundown things, but it's pretty rare to see full like ruins in Star Wars, like war zones like that. But I mean, I think these minis in particular, maybe not these tall buildings quite as much, but the tall buildings work for most of it. But I think that this terrain works for many different games. I'd put on the table for a Star Wars game, make up something. Warhammer Fantasy, the pyramids and the courtyards and stuff work really well. I'm gonna have some palm trees and some other scatter type stuff. Let's set you down. Okay, and then this is the largest single piece of terrain I have here. The miniature stood on a slab of pewter. Okay, wow, alright. Fortunately, it's just this this inner part here, so, but it's a lot of that inner part, so we'll put some more paint down. Just a whole bunch of color. In fact, Star Wars has a band called Jizz Whalers. Yeah. We're not diving into this discussion, are we? Not again. Yeah, Max Rebo left and did his own thing. Stormtrooper Marines helmets on poles outside. Yeah, yeah. No, I have some really cool looking palm trees I want to use throughout this terrain. I think worst case scenario, the palm trees, I might make little just like palm like woods, but I have a specific courtyard piece of terrain that I think I posted a picture with the completed print. It's all spray painted now, so it's at this stage that all this stuff is on, but I have an idea for some nice greenery on that. Hope it look nice. Don't put Christmas lights on the palm trees? No, we don't live in Florida. Not what we're doing. Don't start. What is this? What is going on right now? Okay, we gotta get this. Yeah, Jar Jar Zen. Truly the evil one. The thought of green planets? I miss that in sci-fi. Yeah. I think the picture in my head here is my Prospero train. Obviously, you know, it's like a battle's taking place, right? And there's a bunch of buildings mostly collapsed, and there's a lot of ruins and stuff, but not everything is like that. And also the capital city of Prospero is called Tizca, and it was very much like a paradise in a desert world. So I hope to like kind of recreate that. They have a dedicated plant water. I bet they do. Yeah. I bet that dude uses psychic powers somehow. There is a scene in the book Thousand Suns when they're on Tizca, like before everything. It's like some remembrancers, and they're eating at a restaurant, and the restaurant brings your food out as soon as you sit down, as soon as you arrive, because just the normal people there are psychers, and one of them can tell that you're coming to the restaurant, and the other one can read your mind and knows your exact order before you get there. It's what the Imperium gave up. Nature may have taken back what we intruded. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, like old ruins. Get down with that. That's a cool idea. Yeah, Prospero had great world building. Yeah. Postponed 11,000 years. keep it going. Guy who knew you were coming, greet everyone with a welcome. We were expecting you. That'd be pretty funny. No, they don't even get greeted. They just sit down and their food shows up. It's also like an outdoor seating, which is pretty impressive, you know, when you're like, it's not even like someone's approaching the door, like let's read their mind. It's just these people are just walking down the sidewalk and they just sit down and their food just arrives where they are. Do this. Let's see. Let's go this way. Well, okay. So Dundersnuff, let me clarify real quick though. I have never been to this restaurant, and I don't know the background on all of the details of the restaurant. I think it's a good exercise to think. All right, Wandering Picked. Good night. Yeah, that's a book I'll reread. Probably every other year. I probably reread Thousand Sons. I'm already taking out the lore. Yeah. So, the impression that I got from the one scene they had at the restaurant was people show up and food arrives. Not that it's necessarily food from the menu of the restaurant, because I imagine that a restaurant that serves you the second you sit down doesn't exactly have a menu. I haven't been to Prospero, no. I know, crazy. So the way I picture this restaurant working would be like they figure out the morning of like who they have as a customer. Man, what a good business plan too. Like no food waste, right? But they know who's going to be there as a customer and exactly what they're going to eat, or what they're what they're going to eat. And so then they prepare those exact meals and just have them ready in time for the customer, who then arrives and then just eats. So maybe it's not like a, you know, oh, they're going to be here in 5 minutes. Let's make their food. Yeah, they could, because, you know, you can see the future. If you can see the future, you know, like how far is that? This is the kind of psychers I want in society, right? Yeah. I wonder how much they pay the person that tells the future. You know, I hope they're like the highest paid employee. I feel like they should be. It's also an interesting microcosm to like a civilian look at like how Thousand Sons operate. Because you need the coordination of like multiple different types of psychers, like specialties in psychers, to make that work. And the fact that they're doing it in a kitchen instead of on a battlefield is really funny. We're not the psychers I want in society. Can you imagine government having that capability? No, we're not talking about government, man. Government already has that capability. You got a phone. We're talking about people making delicious food for you and knowing you're going to be there that morning. Don't bring the government into this conversation. You want your food now? Do you like to wait half an hour for a well-prepared meal? Shut up. Yeah. Sometimes I don't even know what I want to eat. All I know is I want food. Yeah. Yeah, can you imagine being hungry and like you just sit down and it's like the perfect meal put in front of you? It's just falafel. Every time it's just falafel. It's like a one of those pushy like you guys ever been to one of those like Mediterranean restaurants? Or seen the Key and Peele skit? With where the guy's just like, you know, okay, here's what you're gonna eat. You're gonna eat this. Like you just go in and they just give you a plate of food and you're like, oh, I don't want this. And like, yes you do. Like this is exactly what you wanted. And you're like, well, I'm allergic to that. No, you're not. No one's allergic to that. It's good for you. just yelling at him. Yeah. Yeah, they're like, wow, it must be psych. Everybody on the outside looking in, you know. You know, we're gonna keep this out. I am going to. We're gonna grab some magnesium. And I like this color. Might as well. You're gonna pre-order what? Am I gonna pre-order? He's got a paint set from TT Combat. I don't even know what TT Combat paints are like. I have never seen them or heard anyone who's used them. And no, I don't care for Midwinter minis. Thank you. Man, Midwinter minis raided me one day. I was trying to be cool. I thought I was nice. But then he left Twitch, so he's got 2 sets. Yeah. Yeah, Zim was laughing because he knows how much I don't care for Midwinter minis. Zen is personally the reason that Eons of Battle doesn't stream on Twitch anymore. He criticized their stream on his own stream. They rated him. And he just started criticizing their stream and like telling them they should do things differently. And they didn't respond, and then they never streamed again. He just showed up. Oh, he just showed up. Oh, okay, he didn't raid. Okay. He'll strike me as a no-go guy. What? Oh, okay. What do you mean? Wait, what do you mean, Alex? I don't understand what that means. As a no-go guy. It wasn't a raid. Oh, okay. He just showed up. I can't get this in frame. This is absurd. Well, I was planning on watching Godzilla King of the Monsters with my son this weekend, but instead, he wanted to show us a movie called Mitchell's versus the Machines. And so we watched that, and the movie was actually pretty great. So it's a Sony movie, like the same like studio that did like Into the Spider-Verse and stuff. Yeah, it is a really good movie. Yeah, I was surprised, and I was talking with my wife about it, and it's a family movie, right? It is not a movie meant for kids. That is a movie meant for millennials. Like, hands down, that is a movie for millennials. But like, it's a family movie, right? It's not just like a movie for adults. I like being here. I find you nice to be. Okay. Well, good. No, I appreciate it, Alex. I do. Yeah. I sorry, I didn't understand like the kind of the first phrase, but I appreciate it. I'm glad to have you here. Their anime movie. Yeah, they did that one. I don't know, Korean K-pop song or movie about a song or something. I don't know. I heard kids like it. Sorry guys, this one's off screen.
Stay on target.
No, you don't tell me what to do. Okay. There we go. We got some I-beams. Let's put you down. Let's find a different piece. How about this piece? Yeah, so we watched that Mitchell's vs. the Machines, and I felt like I had to show my son the Numa Numa dance, the classic viral dude, like 2007 or whatever, and then he would like maybe understand some of the song that they sing. So we watched that video. My son does not make a reaction with that video. He does not find it funny at all. He just kind of watched it. I was like, man, humor has changed a lot. The internet has ruined everybody. Okay, I-beams. You can stop being... hating this paint so much. Mr. Color 172. What's Mr. Color 172? I don't know how many pieces have these I-beams, but... yeah, it's Mr. Hobby paint. Yeah, I figured it was like a Mr. Hobby thing. So it's probably some kind of crazy, toxic, what you call it? Lacquer, that's the word. I was like, there's a word with L, and I can't think of the word. Oh, it's fluorescent yellow. Okay. Played a lot of... oh, okay, okay. That's fair, Alex. Alright. Yeah. Yeah, this piece, the two different colors, it kind of changed the tone. A slight variation in tone on these upper and the lower half. I have to come back and do a second coat on these. I have a good one, Blue. I will see you, hopefully see you Tuesday. Or tomorrow evening. Okay. Beams on that one. Where else? Oh, this one does. Those are giant. Okay. Let's see about going to bed. Yeah. This color. Where did I put it? Oh, put it over here. Okay, this one has beams. That piece has a couple. Doesn't. This one doesn't. Two more pieces. No. Two more pieces after this one.
Every day's a good day when you paint. I believe
Hey, 0 to 40K, welcome. How are you doing? Were you painting Thousand Suns tonight? Welcome in, welcome in. I'm curious because, let's see, you were streaming, was out, that was last night, right? When Blue raided you and you were painting a Thousand Suns mini. I was curious what color you painted the cape. If you decided on the cape yet. You were nice, very nice. I have a bit of a collection of Thousand Suns myself, particularly the Heresy ones. I am painting Thousand Suns themed terrain at this point. Cream colored. Oh, okay, a little darker. Nice. I suggested purple or a very dark gray with blue highlights, but that's how I paint my capes. So I have to check out the cape that you painted though. Nice. Oh, that's dumb. High beams here. No, it's looking really cool though. Always nice to see people painting the best Legion. How's your stream tonight? Still painting and doing anything else? Our finish on over the spray paint is very hydrophobic, so we're having to do 2 coats of these colors. That's what happens when you deal with a bunch of spray paints, though. You get weird finishes. Sibling 5 Scarab Cult Terminator, nice, very nice. Little cylindrical beams in here. These terrain pieces are huge. This is one of the more medium-sized terrain pieces I have here that I'm painting. You got the bigger pieces off camera for the evening. Could hide Magnus behind something. Exactly. My Magnus doesn't have wings yet, but I haven't been able to use him yet in this edition. First coat on these I-beams. Set you down. Out. Yeah, he's got a ton of I-beams, doesn't he? Ugh. There's a ton of this magnesium here. What do you guys think? What are your bets on new mini announcement tomorrow? What do you think? I'm gonna hold out hope that it's something Horus Heresy related. But then again, Space Marines haven't had a new model announced in like 2 weeks now, so they might be due. That's always on demons. Nice, that'd be cool. Well, you know, just so you know, Dunder Snuff, if and when demons get kicked out of 40k for whatever reason, they would do that. You have a home in at least 3 other game systems, so using your exact minis. Is one big advantage of being a demon player. New character, Barnius Draelgar. Yeah, that's probably it. Captain of the 2nd Company, the Ultramarines. Can't play with your husband. Well, tell him to start in the different game then. He can cater to you every once in a while. Right, Caboose? I don't know if you're still here or not, but you heard me. Play different games. Totally agree. I think the old world is basically 1-to-1 with the demons, with the demon minis. And you know, old world is popular. It's a fun game. Heresy is much more open with the demon army. So it's very much you have like lesser demons. There's no like bloodletters or whatever, but you theme your army after them with the rules and everything, and then use them in. So if you want to use bloodletters, there's ways to use bloodletters, but they are lesser demons with, you know, an army rule basically. But there's a lot of variation like that, so you want to be more customizable with your army than 30k's they're out. It's also much more 40k adjacent, not necessarily with the rules, but It works. Demons look like fun to play too. And the rules are free. Bring over the Fellblade with Dark Angels Deimos doors. You have to raid Deep Space Nine for some gold press platinum. Oh yeah. The doors are expensive. Yeah, it's where 3D printing is really helpful for that, but I just use transfers on mine. I didn't worry about custom bits on my my Fellblade, but yeah, it's cool the doors fit. But I understand. They're expensive. One more piece after this. I'll call it after this one coat. I'll call the stream. Just to give you guys a heads up. And just to let you guys know, I am not streaming tomorrow. And I'm not streaming on Wednesday, but otherwise I'll be here for weekdays. We're doing a giveaway on Friday also, so if you want a chance to win free mini painted by me. I have 2 adorable little minis I am painting. And it's to 2 different people. That's the idea. No. Dunder Snuff, you already have an entry being a Patreon member. So any paid Patreon member gets an automatic entry in. But if you're able to just show up and comment on Friday, get an additional entry. Yeah, the Fellblades are really cool. Probably be driving. Well, why don't you just take after Zendra? I'll just twitch and drive. No, okay, don't twitch and drive, guys. They know I'd scold him, yeah. Yep. Okay, we got that, and that's these 2 little pieces here. Your stop, pull over. The rest stop and something. Yeah, just at some point or something. But just know you do have an entry, so I get it though. Those little titans are adorable. I'm not writing names down until Friday's stream though. Okay. We have our first coat of magnesium. That'll dry. That'll be where we pick up. Yeah. When we get back into painting these, so which might be a little bit of time. I might work on them on my own free time, but we have some Emperor's Children Noise Marines to paint this week. That's gonna be priority numero uno. So that's what we're trying to get done. But yeah, I will see you guys on Tuesday again. And thank you guys for coming to hang out. Thanks for chilling with me in this very chill Sunday night stream. And I hope you guys all have a wonderful Monday. Bye, everybody.